This is how I like to have my mornings most of the days. From terrace garden to plate, showcasing the freshest ingredients with a zero carbon footprint approach. How fortunate it is to have a little space to grow your own food. This meal is as fresh and local as it gets. Zero carbon footprint, no transportation, no packaging waste, no refrigeration, just pure, fresh, and vibrant produce from our terrace garden to the plate. I harvested a bunch of greens, including lacinato kale, totakura, chives, pomegranate, pumpkin. Yes, that's such a joy to have a good ripe pumpkin freshly harvested. Taking all of this together, and now I have to figure out what I would like to make. A single lime that's ready to be harvested goes into the salad. Got some rosemary just in case I want to make soup because I haven't decided what I want to make yet. Some tomatoes, plucking some arugula called rucola, along with some lettuce, a lot of lettuce. We have different varieties of lettuces growing. This time of the year, it works really good to have lettuce. Another month or two in March, I think we have to close on lettuce harvesting. Sunlight in the kitchen in the morning is just so beautiful. It's inspiring to come into the kitchen to make something out of what is harvested. So I spread out the produce that I harvest like this and think of what would the menu be for that day. The thick part of the kale is not easy to digest and it's not a nice texture, so I removed it. I'm plucking some flowers not to cook but to offer to the deities in my room. I was never into pujas, but as I got a little older, it's became a sort of a ritual, kind of a meditative process for me to set intention for the day. And then in the kitchen, first thing is to soak up your lentils. This tur dal, I realized that I want to make a papucharu sambar, so started with soaking up the lentils. Ideally, it's best to soak for 5 hours, but in this case, since I planned in the last minute, I'm soaking it for a short time. Meanwhile, got the batter for idli out of the refrigerator for about half an hour. That's happened before I went to harvest the produce. This is jowar idli batter. We always have a couple of batters in the refrigerator, uttapam or dosa batter and idli batter. The ravas are available at Vibrant Living shops, both online and offline. They are just so nourishing and fresh. They smell awesome and they taste amazing. So idlis are put for steaming. Idlis steam for about 15 minutes because they are whole grains and not regular rice rava that we use. So I'm sipping on this herbal tea that we make every morning. The recipe is on our YouTube channel. It's ginger, haldi, and ajwain. Fresh coconut water going in for smoothie. Mom loves to have smoothie each morning, so we keep some fresh coconuts and then take out the water. It's much better that you have the fresh coconut water like that than already bottled up. The live enzymes get compromised, and you want to have the fresh for not only for your nutrients, also for digestibility. Here I'm using some frozen bananas, chia seeds, flax seeds, and fresh kale. Kale is not that easy to grow, but if you end up growing, it's just so rewarding. Here, pineapple, pineapple, the outer part is taken out, and the next layer is going in the smoothie, and the third part, the nicest part, is going as snack for later in the day. So it just gets packed up and stored it away so that one can snack later in the day. It looks all full in the blender, but when you blend it, it's not going to be so much. I used mulberries here, a dried mulberry powder, but you can use fresh mulberries or any kind of berries that you have available, and you can also avoid berries if you like. Smoothies are something that Amma started to love because it helps her to be regular and she also feels energized. So because of her, we don't feel lazy at home, and we actually make it every morning. It's just such a joy to share with her these different kind of smoothies every morning. So pomegranate also went in there. So you can just stuff a lot of fruits in it along with your greens. Remember to have it slow, not just gulp. So 15 minutes is done and the idlis are out. Look how fluffy, pillowy they are. Take it up. Yeah. So breakfast is done, both the smoothie and the idlis. Those are ramaphalams that we got. Always keep some fresh fruit, fresh local fruit, so you get excited to eat fruit and your children to get excited. This is a little salad spinner that I use it almost daily. Look at how it got water out of the leaves from the lettuce leaves. I do the same for any kind of leaves that I need to wash so that there's no water in it. So the lettuce, water taken out, and I'm going to put it in the fridge to be consumed when making the salad. Or I just sometimes, without even making a salad, I just put it in the plate along with rice and dal and just eat up like that. So soaking up some rice, I'm using brown rice here. 1:4 is the proportion that I use. 1 cup of grains to 4 cups of water. Let it soak. Again, 4 hours of soaking is much better than just half an hour as I am doing here. Because of shooting, I kind of I'm taking shortcuts here. So this is red amaranth, green amaranth, both harvested just now. Imagine there's only no more refrigeration, nothing, just a few minutes from harvesting. When you harvest fresh and use it immediately without refrigeration, you get the best taste and most amount of nutrients. Just removing the ends of French beans, cutting up to steam. So the carrots are not grown up on the terrace, though they're growing, they're not mature. I doubt I'll get it because it's getting hot already. These are dilly carrots, so they're not the orange ones, but the red ones. They look so vibrant and tasty. They're sweet and beautiful. Steaming them up together. This steamer too is available at Vibrant Living. You can just use any steamer, but this is one of my favorite things to have in the kitchen, and I use it every day. The chilies, and just crushing up some garlic. Easy to peel this way. If you don't want to use garlic, you can just use hing, asafoetida. The best asafoetida I found is from Azerbaijan or some in the Caucasus Mountains, I guess. They are so flavorful. You need to use a very small amount and the result is amazing. So here I'm using little sesame oil, cold pressed sesame oil, jeera, which is cumin, curry leaves, and garlic. Green chilies. There are a few different varieties of chilies growing up, so I think this is actually jalapenos, but they didn't grow big, so they don't look like jalapenos. Sauteing greens. Eating 1 cup of greens a day is what I tell myself to do. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but days like this I definitely get a cup together with the smoothie and a saute or a poriyal like this. Make yourself small, attainable goals like that, to eat a cup of greens a day or do 20 minutes of pranayama or some small things that are achievable. I do not have coconut here. Usually what I do is put gratings of coconut on top of poriyal for that extra fat and richness. Today I don't have, so I'm using our already soaked and dried almonds from Vibrant Living, and I'm grinding it up. So I'm just using that powder. It adds the crunch and the nourishment, and there you go. Your poriyal is all ready. It looks beautiful. It can be eaten as is with some salad really, or some sweet potatoes steamed or baked, or with rice of course. So that is done. I started to cook dal already finishing up my smoothie. Don't want to waste anything, so scraping up with a spoon. Rice is cooking as well. Now the pumpkin. Can you imagine? I harvested less than half an hour ago and they're already cooking. No wonder I don't want to throw even the seeds. They're just so tasty. Sometimes I make a milk out of it. You too can try that. Just grind up with some water and have it. It's tasty. Not peeling the skin, just cutting up into small pieces, getting the sambar going. I think we should call it papucharu because I'm not really putting much of sambar powder here. Cold pressed oils are not just better for health, but they also enhance the flavor naturally of any dish. Refined oils are terrible for you and stay away from them. You don't need to use much oil, but use good cold pressed fresh oils. The typical tadka here, I'm using fresh turmeric, red chilies, garlic, cumin, and also mustard. Those drumsticks are also grown up on our terrace garden, yeah. And the pumpkins, just roast them a little bit and add kokum instead of tamarind. See, this is how kokum looks like. It's the same family as mangosteen, whereas mangosteen, you eat the flesh, which is so sweet. This one, it's sour. The skin is what is dried up and used as kokum for sourness in the dishes. People in Maharashtra, Goa, a lot of Western Ghats, they use kokum for sourness in their food. Look how beautiful sambar looks. It can be eaten as soup as well. You don't have to eat it with rice. If you cook it thick, it becomes dal and you can eat with roti. Yeah, taking the ribs out of kale for sambar. Pumpkin and lacinato kale sambar. I think it's new even for me. I'm just using up what I harvested from the terrace to show you how small spaces too can be used to grow food and not depend on food from outside which you may not trust. Well, we can't grow everything, but at least a little bit goes a long way to give you that satisfaction. See, pomegranate from the terrace. I'm even using the tomatoes from the terrace for this salad. I've used passion fruit. Passion fruit is another wonderful fruit to grow on the terrace. Lemon, and these are chives. Just some garlic and sambar onions are put in the ground to get those chives. Putting lots of chili powder as this is a sweet pumpkin and I don't want it to taste entirely sweet. If you want to add sambar powder, this is the time to do so. Looks like everything is cooked. The rice is getting there, not quite cooked yet. Oh, here is the passion fruit. The aroma of passion fruit is unmatched with anything else. If you get a chance, do grow. I'm just putting some nuts on top for the crunch. Adding chives to sambar, and it is done. I'm cooking these in long pea pots. Just no reaction, there's no metal there, so and food too lasts longer. You don't have to refrigerate for eating it in the dinner time. You can just leave it as is and it'll stay fresh. The dinner or lunch is done. This is the kind of mornings I love to have. I try to do this as much as possible, but having vibrant living, I don't have to cook every day, but I do enjoy cooking like this some mornings. These are two gunpowders. One is curry leaf sesame, another one is kobari karam pudi. I'm using some cold pressed sesame oil to enjoy this with jawar idlis, and that is a pudina also harvested from up on the terrace but not made by me. It's just been made earlier. loving it, and the meal that we made was taken up to the terrace to enjoy. Really grateful to have such space to grow some food. Our next workshop is going to be up on our terrace. Hope some of you can join us, and let's inspire each other to grow some food.